wait for the stream to start. Wait for the raid.
Time.
Hello.
Hello,
Hopefully
hello.
you can hear me. There we go. Welcome everybody. Thanks Dal Salberg. Thanks Heidi for the draw there, and thanks for the raid. Thanks for the trailer. Amazing as always.
Awesome trailer.
Yeah. I'm Garthnix. This is No Connection. Sure you've seen us before around probably, but we're joined as well by Diipukka from FLL.Fi, and
Hello.
welcome to the recapping. Welcome Diipukka.
Hello.
Hey.
What a week we've had, eh?
Oh my goodness. So good. This weekend's the games have been so good, and obviously, yeah, this is the recapping. As Heidi kind of gave a little intro there on Das Outberg stream. What we do is kind of go through each week the games that have been played, that means for the standings. Then we're going to look at obviously the games that are this week have been drawn, but going forward, like they're not going to do draws, as Heidi explained on the previous stream. But look at the week ahead, and then check out some clips from the week as well. Yeah, they're clips from hopefully a wide selection of games, but we'll talk about that again at the end. But make sure that you are clipping your favorite casters and the games that you want to watch, and if you've got first person perspective clips as well, stick them on the seasonal Discord, and we can feature them on the show. So we've got a few of those later for you as well. We'll kind of get straight into it, I think, and have a look at some of the games that have been played already this week. So,
yeah, fantastic games as well.
Some really actually cracking games. So first of all, obviously we had War Red Army against Phoenix, and No Connection. You actually casted that game.
Yeah, what a game! I was at the beginning. I didn't know which way it was going to go. Obviously, Phoenix. The votes were 141 to 19. So, the viewers and people were watching put their vote on, and they were right. It was a straight win to Phoenix. But I think War gave them a good shot over at Carantine. It was definitely a little challenge for them. War and Red did come back at some point, and they were testing their defense at Phoenix, but Phoenix just showed their experience in the game and just kind of breezed it over towards the end and just got the better of War and Red.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've actually got a clip towards the end of something from your stream where you're talking about, they're testing the defense.
Oh, yes.
Against, well, we won't spoil it, but like against this Phoenix strategy, there's nothing you can do really when it comes to taking down Bat Garys. Obviously, then we had CSP Trirex. That was a really interesting game. Trirex absolutely showing, why they are, rated so highly, I think. But obviously, it's an alliance, 3 clans there, or communities, and I think, hearing what Mark Snapper said at the end of the game, they maybe had some teething issues with getting everybody to work together, but they played exactly as they wanted to, I think. That was on Samarie Dumont. Really, really excellent play from them, to be honest. They had really nice artillery. AA Network was the center point. They obviously placed like really nice garrisons. They defended well. CSP, they showed discipline, coordination. They had good artillery at the start until they kind of got taken out a little bit by some of the recons, but some good use of like advanced placement of supplies. It's something that obviously I've talked about previously on casting, and so have you. I know, like, placing supplies far ahead, like before you even know you need them, as it were. So as soon as that flip happens, as soon as you capture the point, you can build a garrison straight away. And yeah, they just kept the pressure up, and we've got another great clip from that one as well, with CSP's kind of last hurrah when they spawned in at their final garrison. Then we've got Lost Legion Barbed Wire Collectors Club versus Heli's Heroes. CDO dropped out. Yes, we still have the old picture here with the the CDO logo, but we know they dropped out, and it was just Heli's Heroes or Heli's Hardcores. That was on Sameric Lees. I believe you watched that game as well, No Connection.
Yes, I did. And what a great game that was as well. The vote for Heli's Hardcore Heroes was actually just a 48 compared to the 90 on FLL.Fi. So, it just goes to show that not always, the people that vote the high numbers and get the highest points will come out with the win. Heli Hardcore Heroes did come out with an impeccable win, and I think it was quite rightly deserved as well in that game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's really cool that you point that out, actually. And just for clarity, that's on the seasonal Discord. There's the opportunity to obviously like vote on who you think is going to win the games, and we've obviously just seen the draw. And when those games are published on the Discord, you'll be able to vote as well on who you think is going to win them. But as you say, the sort of public favourite didn't come out on top. I think Helly's maybe struggled to put as much pressure as you might expect onto this. It was it was only the center point that was like the contested one. I think it was Hospice, and they held Hospice well, but like they didn't push too hard really at Rue de la Gare, and they didn't kind of manage to I don't know, like turn it into some like steamroll victory, but they did enough for sure. They did enough to defend. Then a big game, Eastern Group. The favorite last week we had we had Heidi and Jane come on the show. That was really awesome to have them on. And Heidi's favorite for winning the whole seasonal outright, of course, Eastern Group.
Yes, Heidi. You're not right now, are you?
Well, they could still come back. They could still come back, but
they have time.
That's the beauty of this new format, of course. But the Spanish played very, very well there. They managed to get, that's 501st and Bastardos managed to get a really nice little garrison in behind the point. Das Alberg, I believe, was streaming that one at Stalingrad. Like really, really, it's a Stalingrad game, so it's like savage as always. But they managed to kind of get in round behind train station and actually put the airhead right at the end of the game, almost right at the end of the game, and kind of capped it back. But they were, it was fighting over the middle point the whole way.
Yeah. And I think that if I remember the number correctly, 501 and Bastardos, they captured that middle point with 9 minutes left, and they obviously held it. So that is like obviously well deserved. Good time to cap it. You don't want to wait till the last minute. Within the last 10 minutes, things can definitely change, and that's when the heat starts pumping up. And it's great to have a cap change over in the last 10 minutes, especially if it's the middle one.
Yeah, it was a really exciting one for sure. Like really good to see actually. Then, who better to talk about this game than our guest today? I think you won in quite quite style there, didn't you?
Yeah, the last push was all, of course, pretty awesome. It worked like I dreamed in that point, of course.
And that was on Foy, right?
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I mean, BWR, I think I'm not sure what they would say about it, but I think that they couldn't quite get it together throughout the game. They didn't have. I think your shooters were probably better. Your tactics. What was your kind of mentality in terms of garrison placement and how? Because Foy, has its own particular way of playing it. It's very open map. Wide sight lines, potential for like lots of tanks. Like what in your mind was what won it?
We had a good plans. We have a really, really good plans that worked almost 100% that we planned it. So the BBR had a problem that when we got the middle point, the southern edge, we immediately tried to move forward. Of course, the enemies pushed really hard for us, but then they tried to go around us from the east and the west too far, and we get to the point easily from the front. And of course, we got the red garrison on the copper factory, so we could get some flanking done to the Foy that we couldn't do on the east side. That got us the Foy and get the decider for the game. And of course, our tanks were superb that they didn't push in Foy city. They just waited, and when we got the Foy, they started to move to the road to Recon and pushed with our infantry to the last point. Like you said, it was awesome last point taking. So. Yeah, actually, I did the pick and bans for the game. When I did it, I had a little doubt because I know Russians and East Europeans, they love to play Foy. They love the tank map and the winter time on Foy. And when we decided it's FOI, I had a little doubt that what's gonna happen. But then we just planned properly, and after that we were certain that we're gonna win, of course.
Great. I think hopefully, sorry guys in the chat, yeah, my thing was muted. As No Connection said at the start, there's always going to be technical issues, and especially with me in charge, anyone will know that. Trying to fix the chat box as well wasn't really like working too well there, but that's really interesting to hear from you, like specifically about the game, because obviously, you can provide an insight that obviously we can't as just casters. Like we don't know what's going through the minds of the players, and especially not the commanders down on the ground. So thank you for that. Then we had
I got
yeah.
a little bit on that.
Oh yeah, go on.
So your game that you had FFL versus BWR, you had the most the most votes your way to win that game.
Yeah,
Is that the whole community voting for you, or
I know that we don't have full community here in seasonal Discord, but I'm really happy to see that everybody rooted for us. Like, go Finns! It was really enjoyable to see.
Yeah.
I don't have any other explanation for it.
Well, you gave the public what they wanted and a win, and you gave that to them. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we had the Line versus FLL.Fi Poland. I didn't see this game myself. How about you, No Connection?
I saw little glimpses of it. It was pretty much a TL from the beginning. It looked pretty healthy in perspective. I wouldn't say steamrolled, but
decisive.
Yeah, definitely decisive. They came to do a job and they did it. I think they were more pumped up for the game as opposed to the opposition. But
yeah,
it was a great game.
It's interesting because when we had Jane on last week, she was saying that FLL Poland were like, a team that might be a dark horse in the contest, and maybe they just had a tough draw against the Line.
Yeah.
Because I think the Line are a team who are kind of, maybe thought of as a team that's going to do quite well in the qualifiers and might be headed for the main stage. So we'll see what they've got. Obviously we're going to look in a minute at the games to come this weekend, but we'll see who they're up against, and maybe they've got a slightly more favourable draw.
Well, TL are the full favourite to win 2-0 up. So, that's what the prediction says from the votes. So, from the picks that everyone has done. So it's working in TL's favour. They did have currently, if I can remember correctly, it was, what were the votes? 120 to TL and only 20 to HOLPL.
Yeah, interesting.
So the viewers were correct on that game as well.
Interesting. How about the next one in terms of the viewer vote? STDB versus the combination 91 Panzer Group.
The viewer vote on that one was 24 to the trio, 91 Panzer Division GR3 and 38, and it was 104 to STDB. Now, I watched this game throughout, and it was close. It was impeccably close, and I think if anyone wants to watch a match again, I think this is the one that definitely caught me at the edge of my seat for at least 80% of the game. SCDB captured that middle point, and I looked at the clock when they did it, 1 minute and 30 seconds left of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Heidi mentioned it in the previous show on Das Alberg's stream with the draw. Like, it was a nail biter right at the end, like you say, like a minute left in the game. So, good game from both of them. Looking forward to seeing them both play again, because they're both decent teams, and to hold each other to that kind of level of competition, whoever they go up against next, better watch out from both of them probably.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then finally DCR versus ERF or GMJ EWSS,
Which was our one, wasn't it?
which we both were casting on each team. I was on DCR and you covered ERF. And I think it's fair to say that ERF showed that they are
They're ready for
force
this
to be
season.
reckoned with. Yeah.
Yeah.
And interestingly, we've touched on the voting on the Discord. Actually, ERF probably one of the least voted for teams when it comes to a 2-0 in the qualifiers. But from what I've seen of them,
you watch them. Careful.
They're tough opposition. We'll check in a minute who they're playing, but they're not going to just give away games. Like, they are a very good team.
I believe that they were the lowest on in terms of who will win. They were the lowest voted. It was if I can. Where is it? 16 to DCR 7 and 61 to JMJ EWSS. So the voters were correct on that one again. So the voters this round were actually, bar one or two, pretty accurate on
pretty accurate.
Yeah. So
I mean, sometimes we mentioned in the previous episode that sometimes, especially early on in the tournament, before any teams go out, there's an element of loyalty when it comes to voting for these things on the Discord, and you vote for the team that you're a part of, and it can come down sometimes to if your team has more people who are active on the Discord and are willing to vote, kind of thing. But I think they've been pretty accurate so far, so perhaps that's not really coming into play as much. Go on.
So before we go on to the next page, I want to go through the top kills and the weekly stats for the whole of last week.
Yeah,
are we
great.
doing this now, or do you want to do it a little bit later?
Yeah, no, crack on.
Yeah. So 501 versus EG game. We had Mortimilla from LS with 97 kills. 501 with Framuel with 87. So good amount of kills on that one. From CSP versus Trirex, we have Swanee with 40 kills and Hiss from CSP with 38. From DCR 7 versus ERF, we have Mr. Yang from ERF with 75 kills. And Takom Nozap, it's a Russian name, so I probably said that wrong, with 64 kills.
Nice.
FLL versus BWR, we have Spood. Yeah, Spood.
Yeah.
60 kills. And Asfaz. So
Spood in the chat. There he is.
Yeah. 50 kills on that one. LL versus Heli Hardcore Heroes. We have Mad Cow with 97 kills, which matched Mortimilla so far on. I'm not going to say it yet. Maybe top, maybe second. I don't know. So great number of kills there. We got Heli Hardcore Heroes with Skirbe with 79 kills.
Nice.
Phoenix versus War and Red. Now here is the top killer for this week. Phoenix fullback with a whopping 106 kills, and it wasn't artillery or tanking. We'll go through that in a bit. Red, we have Noomzon with 89, which is great. STDB versus the Trio 91 Division, GR3 and 38. You have 38 Kerbos 1337 with 83 kills. STDB Dustent. Give me 1 second. I might have to read this one. Dustent Tribe. I'm gonna go with that one. Do let me know if I've said that wrong. I probably
That's
have.
how I mispronounce it every time when I see him on Squad Line Battle.
69 kills. So that's really, really good.
That's the best number.
I just caught what you said there. I was like,
so far.
TL versus HLPL/CC. TL Bossman got 43 kills, but it did come under the category of tank and arty. So if that was an arty, I'm going to go on to the next person. If it is a tanker, then obviously you get first place. But Bloodline got 39 kills in that game from TL. HLPL TVT got 28 kills for topping his team on those games. So, we're getting some good amount of kills. Some are just killing people for fun. And some are actually, making a good, solid effort into their games for their communities. We have the top 3 kills throughout the whole weekend. It does go to Phoenix fullback with 106 with an M1 Garand. We have LS Mortimilla with 97, joint top with LL Madcow 97. So they are the top 3 killers of last week's games.
Nice.
The top kill streak, which is quite nice to see. EWS, Mr. Yang, he got a 48 kill streak and he is a sniper.
I was going to say that was their sniper. I remember him being
Yes.
excellent in the game when we were casting.
So that is the best sniper so far on this seasonal. We have Phoenix Captain Germany with 40 kills. That did come under the category of Tank and Arty. So whichever one that is, good work. We have PTS2. Sorry, is that Bastardo? Kilroy with 40 kills as well. So that's joint with Captain Germany. Again, falling under the category of Tank and Arty. Now, this one is what I'm quite excited about. Top victims. Oh no. Do we do it or should we skip it? The abuse people might get now.
Don't know. Should we ask chat? Do you want to know who the top victim is? Or maybe they're bad to ask, perhaps.
Yeah, they want to know.
Yes.
I can't hear enough yeses.
Nah, look. Where's Heidi in chat? What does he say?
Of course, right. I'll give it to you. The top victims, and going for 3rd place is Mr. Yang from EWS over to DCR Colo with 13 kills on that one. That was actually joint 2nd, with Heli Hardcore Heroes Snip catching the LL Banzai, with 13 kills as well. So they both got 13 kills against their enemy. So that's a lot of victim kills. But the first place, it goes to LL Madcow over to Heli Hardcore Heroes Osidus with a whopping 24 kills on him.
Oh dear.
Ouch.
Oh dear. That's got to be artillery, isn't it?
I don't think he was. I think he was. I think it was an M1 Garand.
Just sniping him off every time.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah, Recon Arty. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, killer.
Yes. Well, that's what you asked for. He was Campier Arty. There you go. Yeah.
He was a Recon guy.
That's what you asked for being on Arty. You get all those kills. You
I
get
think he did fall under the M1 Garand.
slapped about a bit sometimes. Huh? Right.
But
yeah.
That was fantastic stats there.
That's funny.
Love it.
Great. All right. Well, on that high note, let's go on to the next slide. And we're just having a little look here. See if I can get rid of this thing for you. Hopefully you can hear me this time when I've changed slides. We can see, obviously, that first round. And as we've just kind of discussed or seen in the draw, the teams that won are going into this 1-0 bracket to play each other, and the teams that lost are going into the 0-1 bracket. So what that's effectively meaning is that, as Heidi alluded to in the previous stream, some very disgusting victim kills, yes. As Heidi alluded to in the previous stream, on Das Outpost stream, this is kind of because there's no seeding that's happening, because there's so many teams, lots of new teams, lots of kind of combination teams that just haven't got a track record to really seed them effectively, and also because there are so many more teams in that position, they're able to do this kind of double elimination. I'm sure I've referred to that wrong, but a 2-round format to prevent people from kind of going out like too quickly, or from having games stacked against them right at the start. Because I'm sure Diipukka, you remember in the last season, or there were times when teams that were maybe like just starting out or just kind of like early on in their competitive career were having to go up against teams that went on to be like first, second, third in the tournament in the first round. So that was a very I think having all these extra teams has really kind of been a blessing, because it's stopped that from being a problem now, and we've got this qualifying stage. So the ones that go into the 0 and 1, as we discussed before, so that's going to be War Red, CSP, Lost Legion, Barbed Wire Collectors, EG, BWR, Poland, the three-way, and DCR. So they basically have a chance to stay in it if they win this next game. We'll look at the draws in a moment. But like if they win these next games, then they will go into the 1 and 1 bracket, and those who lose will be eliminated from the tournament. And that will bring us kind of slightly closer to the main stage. We've got our winners on the other hand, so the teams that have gone 1 and 0. So that's Phoenix, Trirex, Heli's Heroes, the Spanish 501st and Bastardos, yourselves, Diipukka, Finn Let Loose, the Line, SCDB, and ERF, and they're going to be going into the 1 and 0 bracket. So there's going to be like tougher games for them, maybe slightly easier games for the 0 and 1 teams, and then the losers of that bracket will go into the 1 and 1, as you can see, to fight the winners of the 0 and 1 bracket. So. And then they also have a chance, as you can see, to get to the main stage eventually by kind of competing in these like playoffs to get to the main stage. So it's a really interesting format this time out, and I think it's definitely better than it was in the last season, or it's a lot more competitive games. So make sure, even if you're thinking, some of these teams that lost last week, if you're thinking, oh well, it's maybe not worth watching them, there's going to be nail-biting games, and some of the they're going to be fighting to stay in the tournament as well. So these are going to be really, really tough games in that 0 and 1 bracket. So make sure to check on the Discord, see who's casting them, make sure to kind of join them, support those casters as well, and support those games, support those teams, and make sure you kind of go check those out too. Shall we have a quick look at the who was selected then? For this next round. Okay, so right now, or just before the stream, obviously thanks to Das Altberg and Heidi for doing the totally impartial wheel of game selection. And we've kind of got this qualifier round 2 lineup now. So we're starting at the top of the we're starting at the top of the table here with the 0 and 1 bracket that I mentioned before. So that is the teams who lost their last game, but again, they're not games to be sniffed at now. Especially this. I mean, this top one's going to be great, right? Because it's a Russian derby, an Eastern derby. Hopefully they play on an Eastern Front map. EG played obviously last time on Stalingrad, so maybe Stalingrad again, or Kursk gets wheeled out. That could be really fun. Should be a really, really interesting game. I think probably EG might emerge as the favourites in the public vote for that one, judging by the votes on the previous week.
What do you think, Diipukka? Who would you think will win out of that one?
War or EG? I have played War many, many times. They are a solid team, but I think the EG have more experience, so they're gonna win. But it's not gonna be like a half an hour 5-0. It's gonna be almost full match. But the EG will win on 4-1 or 5-0.
Okay, nice.
Good call. We'll come back and touch on that on the next week's episode and see if you are correct.
Actually, I predicted our game on a minute that we win 5-0 on 1 hour. Yeah, I did it on Heath and Hammer's stream on last week. I said it out loud and we did it.
Wow.
That's Some Muhammad Ali chops
That's
you've got there.
some future teleportation stuff, you know. So
Yeah.
do you have the numbers for the lottery as well? Euros, please. Euros.
Yeah, it's more money. Funny.
Yeah.
So yes, then we've got CSP versus the three-way, which again should be a good game. Very much looking forward to seeing that one. I think if I resize this chat, I think that as we mentioned before, it's a really, really close game with the trio there and whoever they played
CSP.
before, STDB, my mistake.
Trio with STDB.
Yeah, and CSP did put up a good fight against Trirex, but I think probably my favourite for this one would be the trio. I don't know how you guys.
I'm going to go opposite then. I think CSP might come out on top. I've watched them quite closely over the weeks. Their training games and stuff. I think they still got something to show for himself. You know, they're going to be gutted that they lost that last game, and I think they're going to push themselves even harder, train during the week, get a solid performance out, and then come into this with basically everything that they got. And I think it might be another tough one for the trio, the Panzer 91 Panzer GR3 and 38. They had a tough one against SDB, and will they be able to come out?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Again,
Diipukka, you know
I
firsthand.
have to go with the no connection because we played CSP last seasonal. We won it 4-1 on Hortgen, but I think CSP is a very good team and they have played a long time together. So, and they are gonna play better than the trio, but it's gonna be also a nail biter.
Yeah, I mean, they're like you say, they're going to definitely be more coordinated, you would think, than the trio. Jane last week as well was saying how highly she rated CSP as a team. And you know, in their game against Trirex, they did have really, really good RT, really good coordination and stuff. And you know as well, Diipukka, that sometimes if you have a tough draw, or you struggle in your first game in the seasonal, like it really makes you try really hard in the next one, right?
Yeah, and you might change something radical. If you notice something big problems, you can change it in a week if you really want to.
Yeah.
And you're gonna win next game by that.
yeah.
So
100%.
it's going to be a close one then, by the sounds of the predictions here on the recapping. But I look forward to seeing what the voting says, the public voting as well.
It'd be great to see who's casting that game as well, because you know that is going to be a good game to watch, and hopefully it's not going to be with any other game. So it's all eyes on that, because I think it will be a tough one.
Yeah, 100%. Then we've got HLL.PL versus Bundeswehr. I mean, maybe like Diipukka, you have an insight on this because you played them last week. Have you played HLL Poland before?
Actually, no, but I've seen a couple of their videos. I think BRV will win this. They are a solid team, and I think they learned a lot of our game last Saturday. So I think the Bundeswehr will win this one.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I think
I
the
might
same
agree.
as well.
Yeah. But we'll wait and see. HLL Poland not terrible, clearly, but you know, it might be a tough one for both of them. And as we said before, they're playing to stay in the tournament. So, you know, with your back against the wall, you can never tell who's going to really go for it and pull out some crazy strats or try something different, or like you said, Diipukka, like think, well, yeah, we can change something in a week. So who knows? But
and the votes on both teams, BWR and HLL.PL, BWR only got 19 votes on their last game against FFL, and the Polish team against TL only got 20. So they were, you know, I know that Warren Red only had 19 votes as well, but these were the top two, top three least voted on So I think we'll have to watch the votes on that one pretty closely and to see if the prediction will come right.
Yeah, for sure. Then we got Lost Legion, Barbed Wire Collectors Club versus DCR. My prediction is probably Lost Legion. What do you think, Diipukka?
Yeah, I think too. DCR is a good team, but this is their first season and first, I think, a bigger tournament, and this will be a good start for their comp career, but not maybe the time to show off their skill. They will do it on the next season or the next tournament.
Yeah, I basically agree with that.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think the opposition will not walk over, but show a lot of experience in that game. But it's a good training tool. And you never know. You know that we've had teams that are at least voted on and come out the bag with the win, especially with a minute and a half win at the end. So you just can't rule anyone out at the moment. Absolutely.
Interesting. Quick Nicks, one of the other casters, who's very knowledgeable about the game, predicting DCR in the chat here. So as we've said 100 times at this point, it's all up in the air with some of these games because they are so much more even than in the previous editions of the seasonal. He actually casted the game where the Lion Barbed Wire Collectors Club lost against Heli's Heroes. So interesting that he would say that.
Maybe he should cast this one.
Perhaps we'll see. We'll see. So then moving into the 1-0 bracket. So these are teams who have won their first game. And we've got the Line versus 501st and Bastardos. I think this is going to be a pretty decent game, this one.
I don't know. I think TL will win this 5-0 in under 45 minutes. They have a so experienced tankers, so they're gonna roll it like they did it on Polish team, I think.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, it depends on the map, I guess.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna agree with yourself, but maybe not with the minute. I definitely will hold you with that win. I think that TL they've had a good start. You know, their blood's pumping it. They're going to go into this next game, and I think that they might actually get the better of the 501.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting, like I say, to see what map gets selected in the mini game, which viewers on the stream here can check out on the seasonal Discord, because as you say, the Line have very good tankers, but if that can kind of be somewhat eliminated by map selection, and we see a game on Hill 400 or something like that where it's less tanky, then who knows? Quicknick's in chat saying that it's going to be one of the more interesting games, and I tend to agree. And I wonder perhaps if TL have kind of they had a bit of a walkover in their first match against HLL.PL, but could that make them a little bit complacent perhaps? And then on the other hand, the Spanish being so buoyed up on their kind of last minute flipping of the point and their victory in their last game there against EG.
House has also mentioned that it's the rematch of the third place in the HPL game where TL actually lost to 501. So does TL want revenge? Will 501 put them back in, make them sit down again? I don't know. It's
going to be a good one, I reckon.
It will definitely be a good game.
Now, this next one, I think, is one that I'm very, very interested in after us casting ERF, because their strategy, tactics, their defense, their coordination was top level. And I've casted STDB games as well, like friendlies and stuff.
Yep.
I have some familiarity with them and their players from casting other games outside of the seasonal, but I think this could be a really good one. SCDB like a bit of a fan favorite, but ERF the outside dark horse, I reckon.
Yeah, ERF definitely are. They've got nothing to prove to anyone really. It's an underdog. SCDB are, for my eyes, favourites to win. I've seen them play against WTH, which is, I know I'm a WTH player, but they are one of the best teams in seasonal, and they were defending WTH's 4th to 5th point on that last one for a good 45-50 minutes until they gave up at the end, and they won. So they are good defenders and they will hold out to the very end. So it'll be an interesting game.
Yeah.
I also wait this game a lot. I think I want to see the STDB play more like they did on the last round.
Yeah. Hi Jen, I see you in the chat there. Chinese were really impressive in the first round. Agreed. I think their tactics were really good. You know, their coordination was excellent. Quicknicks, why are they called ERF? Yeah, GMJ EWSS. ERF, I believe, stands for Edelweiss Revolutionary Force. So it's the name that they have for their alliance.
And it's the ERF that's on their logo as well.
Yes. Tumainen may be right there. As well. So next one, Trirex versus Hellies.
This is also gonna be a fun match. I wanna see Trirex do like a longer game like they did on the last round. It was a little pushover, so I want to see a good match for them.
Quicknicks, Trirex always. I think if they can sort, continue with their kind of coordination that they had, they had a bit of the magic going on in the last game, and Mark Snap had even said he kind of called it out at the end, that the alliance was really like coming together and working out really, really well, I think they could really be in it like all the way, Trirex, to be quite honest with you. And Helly's Heroes, they maybe got almost a bit lucky in the last game with, it's very kind of tight on the central point up at, it was Samurai Glees and it was at Hospice, and, they were fighting against Lost Legion Barbed Wire Collectors Club, and Lost Legion and those guys, they didn't manage to even get their troops deployed properly at the start of the game. They had a transport truck with like 2 players in it. So I feel like they didn't come up against maybe the opposition that prepares them for a game against Trirex, and they didn't have the forward momentum. They did a lot of defending, but they didn't have a lot of forward momentum, even though I believe it was what was the point there? It was Rue de la Gare, right? Like their second point, and they just weren't attacking it. And Rue de la Gare is one of the easier points to attack in the game. So I don't know. I'm with Trirex on this one.
Diipukka?
I also will decide the Trirex, but it's gonna be a tough match, I think.
I mean,
I'm undecided.
Stay and keeping your cards close to your chest.
Yeah.
One to watch.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind watching this one. Or casting.
Hint, Jane. Okay, and then obviously, like, serendipitous, but in the draw, you got drawn last, and we get to talk about your game last. How do you feel about playing Phoenix?
It's gonna be an interesting match, I have to say.
You mentioned ahead of time, before we started the show, that you'd had some kind of predictions amongst yourselves of who you might play. Was Phoenix one of those predictions?
No, actually, and it wasn't me. Actually, it was our community manager. But he predicted that it's gonna be a Trirex or Hellish Heroes, but neither of those didn't. So the Phoenix was left anyway.
Yeah.
So you had a prediction that you might have Hellish Heroes and Trirex.
Yeah.
Are you now going to be going back to your managers and community and probably have to reevaluate how you're going to take on Phoenix?
No. I first want to know what map we are going to play. So Heidi and Jane, please do the back pink and ban so we can start it.
Nice.
Give him a chance. It's only been half an hour.
No, I want it now. But the good
I think
thing
they
is
hear
that
that a
we
lot.
have decided the game day already. But
Well,
Okay,
chat's
nice.
going mad actually for Phoenix
For
right
Phoenix.
now. So,
I mean, you say chat,
it's
it's mainly Soul Raver who is
Yeah, Soul
Phoenix
Raver's going mad.
commander, so...
So,
But Broony's
a
there.
funny thing is that somebody's saying that FLL would try to play Hill 400. That's true. We love that map, but but I think we can take Phoenix on any map head on, and we will win it, of course.
Nice, I love that enthusiasm.
Bane says Hill 400, come on. Soul Raver says it's not only me. It's not. Broody's there. Haken's there.
But what
Repping the PHX.
A lovely weekend we have lined up.
I'm really excited.
From the -1s to the +1s. Every game is... You're going to have to watch every game.
I mean, we've just talked for
hours.
like 2 minutes about each one of these games. That says it all, really. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the public votes are on the Discord, and then can't wait to see like what the map selection is, because as always, that's going to play a big part of it. Hopefully we get to cast several, so that'll be awesome.
Definitely going to be fun.
Yeah, can't wait for the next weekend. I'm already hyped, I have to say.
Yeah, so
Good.
in terms of your kind of your seasonal so far, and you know, reflecting on the last seasonal, you know, what's your... Obviously, we don't want to know your like winning strat for when you're in the final, but you know, what do you think you kind of learn, and what do you think Fins Let Loose have kind of brought differently this time around?
Like I said before the stream, after the last seasonal, we changed everything from in our comp team, so we can be better, and I know we will be, because of that we changed literally everything. I don't mean players, I mean a bit of play style, a bit of deciding what to do, a tactic, a bit. We change everything so we can be better for this season.
Yeah, I mean, and in terms of players though, you've got quite a few players to draw from. I mean, you don't just play Hell Let Loose, right?
The Hell Let Loose is our main game. We also had a couple squad players, but the Hell Let Loose is our main game, but our Discord gives the plays for everybody.
Yeah, but you've got like a lot of people in your Discord, a lot of members, right? You know, you've been around for quite some time.
Yeah, the start of our group or the team has been started from 2017, but it was two teams collision that bring the FLL. That is what is it today.
Yeah, so you've had like lots of times who kind of get to this stage in the last season as well. You know, as you mentioned, you changed a lot of stuff after some pretty tough games, but like some good games too, I think. Yeah, so I really look forward to seeing your game in particular as well. Right, well, I see people in the chat chanting for the clips. So should we get on to having a look at some of the action from last weekend?
I think we should make them wait for it. I need to beg.
Should we watch the seasonal trailer again? Would you like that, chat?
Yeah, I think everyone wants that 3-minute trailer.
Yeah. It is great though, to be fair, but
yeah,
I've seen it quite a few times now.
Yeah, let's get on to that clip.
Let's give them what they're asking for. Yeah, then. Come on then. Okay, so let's have a look at this first clip. So let me give you a bit of context. This is Trirex CSP. As I mentioned before, this was kind of the last hurrah for CSP, spawning into their Gary, and yeah, this is what you have to look forward to against Trirex Artillery.
I'm calling this is a GG. Now, this is going to make for an interesting final. They did contest. Woo! Oh hell! Look at all this. Look at the carnage. My goodness. My ears. Oh, good lord.
My jeez.
Yeah.
That was a massacre, I have to say.
So literally, like in the last, I don't know if you saw at the top of the screen there, but like in the last seconds of the game there, it's not even arty, it's just nades, says Quicknix. It's both, it's everything, it's
everything
gunshots,
happened.
it's just a
Some
massacre.
people lobbing their own shoes just to try and kill people. It was everything.
Yes, I believe the clip on Gadarian's stream
Yep.
is called War Crimes, so that says it all.
Yeah, it definitely was a good. It was one of those moments when when you pop around the corner and you see a load of players and you think, oh, it's like, yes, let's get them.
Nice. Okay, so same game, Trirex CSP. This is one that Mark Snapper has kind of taken and done a little edit on, and I thought it was really good. We've got the cast is Nasbrock FR, and yeah.
Il va peut-être push. Est-ce qu'il va vouloir tenter avec
Guerrilla tactics here.
Et c'est le redéploiement massif du 2 et 3
Oh no!
I would miss my fans at that point, I have to
Oh
say.
jeez!
Yeah, I counted as I was editing this, and there's 23 players just spawned in there, so it's basically half the team right in front of him. You don't have that many bullets in your gun, so at that point, you just.
Now imagine if you was an AT with a rocket right there.
Oh my!
But yeah, that's a shit yourself moment. That was
literally, yeah. Okay, so we go now to Phoenix. So all the Phoenix guys in the chat against War Red Army, and this was one off of your stream, No Connection. Andrew thought he was smart from War. He thought, yeah, I'll get around the back. I think he's Red Army actually. He got around the back and tried to take out the Gary. But you'll see that the Gary pings hot on the map, and I guess the Arty saw that the Gary pinged hot as well.
what a clip this is.
See if they can spot the garrison. They must be on it. Yeah, Andrew is taking down the garrison. Will he be able to get it? Oh, did he get it in time? What a saving arty hit there.
Just
that's a save.
Sniped. Literally, Arty sniped off the Gary there. Who needs defenders when you have Arty like that?
Yep. Arty doing great work on that game as well. Really accurate from both sides. But that was just a shot and a half.
Yes, Quickness says, I've artied my own Garys before, it's big brain. Well, yeah, that was definitely a big brain play. I mean, it literally saved the Gary. It was to the second.
You imagine if that Arty, you were saving that garrison, and then you did the previous clip where you thought he was about to get him, and then you take out the whole 22 players.
Yeah, if all your guys had spawned in on it, the enemy player runs up, sees them all spawn in, and then they all get team killed by friendly Arty. Now, that would be the clip of the season, yeah. Okay, so this next one is from the Fin Let Loose game against BWR, and Blue Meanie was casting. He is kind of trying to keep up with the game, but kind of doesn't realise, I think, until later on that UROG is in Cobra Factory along with 8 BWR players, but it doesn't matter because he
handles it.
They've done an amazing job. I thought it was just going to be either 3-2 or 4-1, which maybe might be what it is now. So tanks, we do have some 76s here holding back. There might be some infantry over there. That's alert, probably because of all the people over fucking here. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be a push from the Finns. I don't know, maybe they're thinking that they can just get 4-1 and last the full 40 minutes, but I don't know if they could hold on for that long. Speaking of which, there's a guy that's just pushing up here, which could... he could be taking that garrison out. Hang on. Oh, never mind. And he's dead. Cast the curse. Strikes again. Oh, hang on. Just as I say...
I think
of course, just as I say, they're not pushing up. No, they're pushing up.
He's just taking them all out.
So here they are. So they should be taking out... I imagine there was a garrison in here. And we sneak that. Oh, very nice. I should have caught that.
It's a massacre.
Wow.
I see Spood in the chat there, doing some mind games. Okay, so the last one for today, we've got Lost Legion Barbed Wire Collectors Club. This is on this is not on QuickNick's stream, but I do believe it also got captured on QuickNick's stream. This is being casted by someone else. I'm afraid I don't have the name, but I'm really sorry. And it's Inspire. You'll see.
Oh, a madman!
Oh,
Nice. Nice, Inspire. Nice.
Okay, so for the unobservant, let's watch that again. He literally charges the tiger and 3 guys standing next to it just to get the shank.
Oh, a madman!
And then gets gunned down like the lunatic that he is.
Nice. Nice, Inspire. Nice.
Yes, inspirational madness there from Inspire.
Always go for a spade. Always go for a spade.
now speaking of spades, there was actually only one spade kill last weekend, and that was it. There was 14. Hang on. Yep, there was 14 knife kills. So all in total, there were 15 mini kills in the whole of last weekend's game. Now, if you did get that milli kill, or in future, or you see some epic gameplay or fantastic things happening on someone else's stream, please do not forget to put it on Hell Let Loose seasonal highlights. Because you never know, it might be your video that we will be publishing next weekend.
Yes.
Get it up.
Get them up there, because there have been some great ones this weekend, but you know, some of the games, there weren't really too many clips from people's casting, and we haven't, obviously this week we haven't seen any first person perspective footage either, so but we are up for that, obviously. Yeah, Spade OP versus Tiger, yeah, new meta. So yeah, we want to see those madnesses, those crazy plays. You know, if a tank like flips over your head, we want to see it. If you run into their whole garrison and then it gets blown up in a team kill artillery, we want to see it. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what we've got from the next games next weekend.
Yeah, and if you are happy about that, whatever you've seen, then it's going to be happy for us to see it. We want to see what you see, so
Yeah.
just post it. Post it. Come on, we're not seeing enough posts on that.
Soul Raver stream.
Yeah, it was
That
his.
last one, yeah, with Inspire. Poor old Johnny Dash literally did not know. Like he was playing a shooter game. He didn't know what was happening. But yeah, nice one, Soul Raver. That's our secret strat. Yeah. Lovely stuff. Well, that's pretty much it from us here this week. Before we go, though, I'd definitely be interested if anybody in chat has some questions for Diipukka. But from myself, I mean, something that we kind of ask everyone when they come on is, like, how did you initially get into Hell Let Loose?
I've always loved FPS games, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, Battlefield, but 2019 in the summer, I was bored, I was home, I was looking Steam store, and I was like, what game is this? I haven't seen it. The early access is now live or something. I don't remember what it said, but okay, it cost 25, 30 euros. Let's try it, and I was hooked from the very beginning.
Nice.
That's all I have to say. And
Yes.
Finn Let Loose I found maybe half a year later.
So just the same as most of us in a way then, just,
Yeah.
I mean, I started on like a free weekend, I think, and, you know, it was just literally madness. You just spawn in and there's Artie and tank shells going off and hundreds of people running around. Just, it's not like anything else, is it?
Yeah, and it has been really fun to see how the game has been developed, how it got from early access to 1.0, and from this point on.
Yeah, Risto Tero in chat says I played DBD as a survivor first time like that. In 30 seconds I was hooked.
We had a question from Soul Raver. Feel free to not answer this question, but it is what's going to be your strat for next weekend game? Obviously, he is a PX player. So, yeah, feel free to say the word F off.
Yeah, are you commanding Soul Raver next game?
The strat is to go in, destroy everything.
Oh, no.
Love it.
Put water over Phoenix and put down the flames and go for their HQ. That's it.
Nice. So he's coming for you, basically, is what I'm hearing. He says, "Oh, I'm not a Phoenix player. No, I'm Fins Let Loose." Well, that's an interesting development. You know, we've already had one team drop out of the tournament so far, but it turns out Commander is now switching allegiance as well. So we'll make sure to inform Heidi of that. Get you transferred over to Fins Let Loose straight away.
Yeah, I will teach him some Finnish so he can command on the next match. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Nice.
We've got a nice question from Mr. House Gangster.
Shout out House.
Which is the one thing that FLL needs to be a top 8 team in Hell Let Loose?
This sounds stupid, but I think common sense. For the common sense in gaming, it's always that you don't think. Last seasonal we had a problem that we made a plan and everybody did it like a plan, but they didn't do anything else. Like the common sense and own thinking was a little behind, and now the common sense is here. Everybody thinks ahead, and we are a much better team because of that.
Yeah, interesting. Quicknick says squad swapping, 100%. Is that something that you're going to incorporate, or that you already incorporate in your playstyle?
Actually, we learned and changed squad hopping on the last seasonal tournament. We had a first game, I don't remember who, was it 82 or something, and after that, no, it was KTR, and
KRTOC,
after that first game, we decided that we're gonna learn the squad hopping in a week.
Yeah.
And we did, and the next week we won the CSP on Hurtgen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I actually casted that first game, the KRTOC game, on Samari Demon, and I remember seeing that they were using that tactic against you. So it's really interesting that you like instantly picked up on that and were able to kind of adapt that into your style. But yeah, really interesting answer to House's question there. So one final one from me. You know, you're obviously like you're the prediction man kind of thing. You know, as you said, it was your community manager who got the prediction slightly off about who you were going to play. But who, apart from Fins Let Loose, do you think is going to make it through this qualifier stage into the main stage?
I have to remember which teams of TL. I don't remember the teams. I have that good a memory, I have to say.
So, like, you reckon TL? I mean, you've obviously spoken a couple of times about TL, like how you think that they're a good team.
TL,
they're going to do well.
Trirex, and we, of course, and
then one more.
PHX, you're up for a big game.
Yeah. I don't remember the fourth one. I have to be sorry about that. But
well, I'm gonna say the Chinese team ERF all the way.
Yeah.
Or STDB maybe.
I think it's gonna be STDB for that duo, but
nice.
We will see on the next weekend.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you everybody in chat as well for joining us. I am gonna just quickly see like who we can raid. If you've got ideas in the chat who we're gonna raid, then put them in.
Let's keep this raid going, guys. So, do we have anyone that we want to raid? You know, sharing a community. This is all about Hell Let Loose right now. especially what Hardy and Jane are looking for in a seasonal. So we've got one person,
Couple
Will67.
votes for Will.
Yeah. Let's keep it going, guys. Who else have we got? Who should we raid? If there's no one, it's just going to go straight to Will. Raid me, daddy.
Are you on, Chronic?
I think it's Toffees for the win then.
It's Toffees for the win. It's Will with the win, right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. It's been awesome to have you on. We'll be on the same time next week and every week until the end of the tournament, and then have a final show. Thanks again to Diipukka. Thanks again to Das Outberg and to Heidi for the raid and for doing the draw so excellently.
And Abusify for the stats.
Oh, yes,
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, really good stuff. And everybody who casted, all the people who submitted clips, and to all the players, as always, because it's a lot of commitment to be involved in this tournament for all the players. And, you know, we appreciate their effort. You know, it wouldn't be anything without them. So, and thanks to everyone who's followed me, by the way. I'm not very good at this whole live thing. You know, I'm used to 15 minutes. Almost forgot me. We didn't forget you.
No.
You're literally our hero.
Everyone was loving those stats that
Chat
you
went mad for the stats.
Especially the top victim. I'm not going to say his name again. We'll leave that in the darkness.
We'll leave that in the past, yeah. But yeah, thanks as well to my co-host No Connection. We'll be on his stream next week, so make sure to come check us out. We'll stick the poster up again beforehand. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and go drop Will a follow if you're not following him already, and say hi in his chat. Share the love for Hell Let Loose. Thanks again, guys.
And good luck to the teams.
Yes.
Let's go raid!
Let's go raiding.
Let's go raid. Countdown's happening. Oh, are we going now?
Yeah, yep. Is it working? Or is it?
Yeah, it's done.
Nice.